Will AEW Dynasty make Johnny cry? It's almost a guarantee. Let's find out why. I didn't rhyme on purpose. We're going to do our AEW Dynasty predictions. The pay-per-view this Sunday. We have a very, very interesting, what I believe to be main event. And we are also dealing with some of the Owen matches as well in this. What match do you want to start off with first?
Let's just go down the list.
All right. So I'm going to go from bottom to top.
Oh, okay.
So that I talk main event last. All right. So first up, we have one of the Owen Hart Cup tournament first round matches. That is going to be Mercedes versus Julia. Also, there might be some slight collision spoilers in here, so just be wary of that. But Mercedes versus Julia, first round matchup. Who wins this? Why?
I feel like Mercedes because it's Mercedes, but I think I would be open to either one winning the whole thing. Obviously, one of them's getting out now.
Yeah.
But
that is what happens in the first round.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be wrong on one of them, but I'm open to either one. I think it's going to be Mercedes, though.
This is the only women's Owen match that's on the card so far.
Yeah.
So I will say that I believe that Mercedes is going to beat Julia. I think that she's going to face Athena in the second round. And I said this on the podcast. I think that Mercedes beats Athena probably by some kind of helping, maybe of the Renegade Twins or something, which can force the Renegade Twins to go up against Billy. And then that will further Mercedes and Athena for Double or Nothing, possibly going all the way to All In, because I don't believe that Mercedes is going to win the tournament. I believe it is going to be Jamie Hayter for a reason that I'll get into later in the episode. But yeah, I'm gonna take Mercedes to win this, but Jamie to win the tournament.
Gross. I'm taking Mercedes all the way.
We may have a match of the year contender on our hands in the men's Owen Hart Cup.
Will
Ospreay
versus Kevin Knight.
If you have Will Ospreay in a match, it's almost a guarantee to be at least a match of the year contender. Yeah. And then you're putting him with Kevin Knight, who is getting the rocket strapped to him.
Yeah.
So happy for him. Awesome in New Japan. Awesome in TNA. He's finally getting the shine, and he's getting to wrestle Will Ospreay. Already had a match with Jay White. Had a match with Will Ospreay teaming up. Those are his only two matches in AEW so far. Just signed last week, and now he is facing Ospreay in the Cup. Obviously, Ospreay's taking this.
Yeah. 100%.
Clearly.
100%.
But such a big moment for Kevin Knight.
Yeah.
Already one of my favorites in AEW. I love Kevin Knight. I think he's going to be awesome. I think that he's perfect for AEW. The Jet is going to show out. Do you think Ospreay wins the tournament?
I think it's possible. I'm still kind of hoping the Darby is going to be the wild card.
Yeah.
Because if not, then I think it's either Swerve or Ospreay taking the title off Mox. And either way, I'm going to be disappointed. So
I think that it is going to be Hangman that wins the tournament to do Hangman versus Swerve. I think that is the right way to go. That's the best story. Obviously, we'll talk a little bit more about that in the main event, but their face-off and the I Know it needs to main event All In my personal opinion. But Ospreay, I think, is the second favorite to win it because he's Will Ospreay. Yeah. I do think it could be a decent story to have Will Ospreay go up against Mox if they just decide to pivot Darby and then Ospreay's a guy to take the ball and to save AEW.
Right. Yeah. I don't know. I think I am not super into like Swerve Hangman again so soon, personally. They were really good and all, and I'm sure it'll be fun to watch and everything. I think I prefer Darby, and if it's not Darby, I think I'm going to be disappointed regardless of who it is. Fair. Yeah. So, but if it can't be Darby, Ospreay or Swerve is probably the next best.
Yeah. I would be shocked if it's not. It has to be either Hangman, Ospreay, or the possibility that it's Darby as the wild card. Now we have the Hart Syndicate. We hurt people versus the Learning Tree. Bobby and Shelton with MVP. You had an interesting take that I don't even know if you're going to have for your prediction, but you had an interesting take about this on the Dynamite pod that MJF could cost the Hurt Syndicate the tag titles. That's so interesting to me.
Well, they pissed him off. So
right.
Well, at least Bobby did.
Yeah.
I think it's possible.
I think it's very possible.
How do you prove to Bobby and Shelton that they need you?
Right.
You make them lose the titles that make them feel like they don't need you and show them if you don't have me, then you're against me and I'm going to cost you. So now you need me.
I also didn't know. I was listening to a podcast that they were saying that Bobby always dreamed about winning the tag titles, and that may have been a reason why they got the tag titles so early. One, they were just over as fuck.
Oh
But
yeah, I didn't know that.
I wonder if it was like, oh, this isn't like a long-term plan to have like Bobby and Shelton be a tag team.
I
It
think
was like,
is.
or maybe Bobby becomes like more of like a singles guy while it's Shelton and Cedric, or it's Shelton and Kevin, or it's
Yeah.
Shelton and somebody. And then Bobby's going off and feuding with MJF. I really like the idea of Big Bill and Brian Keith winning the titles. I really like Big Bill and Brian Keith separate from Jericho. But I don't think that they're going to do it. I do think it's going to be Hurt Syndicate, but I really, really would be rocking with your theory there. And MJF
I
cost
really, really, really would not rock with Big Bill and Brian Keith anywhere.
I think they're great.
I can't do it.
And now here's why Johnny's going to cry.
Probably.
We have the TNT Championship. Daniel Garcia versus Adam Cole. If you haven't been watching, because every time I talk about this, somebody goes, what's the story that's been happening with them? Because they're not watching Collision. Daniel Garcia has not been able to beat Adam Cole, whether it's in trios matches or it is in a time limit draw. Garcia either gets past Cole or Cole somehow beats Garcia, but he still hasn't won the title. Now there's going to be a no time limit, no outside interference. Garcia, Cole. I think the prediction is that Cole ends up beating Garcia, and I am going to crash out because Garcia's title reign has not been good.
Jack Paris is better. I do have a bad feeling that Adam Cole is going to win. I don't really know how to help you because I think it's a 20% chance Garcia keeps the title. It's a low opportunity.
Nothing that Jack Perry has done or will ever do will be better than Daniel Garcia.
Title reign in itself, that's
No.
right there. Off the bat was better. Thank you.
Garcia had good matches.
Thank you. Jack
So
had better. Thank you.
Daniel Garcia, I really, really hope retains, and they be like, even if they're doing Collision, just interesting stories with him.
Yeah.
But I imagine that Adam Cole wins this, and then Garcia and Private Party go into a trios.
Why do you think they're gonna do a trio?
Because they never did it, but they were always teaming up. And Private Party's tag title win was also super rushed and no thought put into it.
I don't feel like that's what they're doing.
That's fair.
Personally. But we'll
Now
I do think it'll be Adam Cole though.
Now we got Chris Jericho versus Bandito, mask versus title match.
I'm gonna be honest.
It's gotta be Bandito.
I can't care less. Mostly because it's Jericho, but
Yeah.
also because I just haven't really been paying attention to this.
Yeah.
Mostly because it's Jericho.
Yeah.
I couldn't care less. I'm assuming it's gonna be Bandito, so he doesn't get unmasked.
Yeah, I think that Bandito has to win this. I don't know what's next for Jericho, if anything.
Hopefully nothing.
Goes
home for a little bit.
I honestly think it's time for Jericho to just kind of reset.
Yeah.
And I think that Bandito as ROH champion is something that basically everyone can rock with. We all love Bandito. Bandito's dope.
Sure.
I think unmasking Bandito would be
dumb.
just dumb.
Yeah.
I don't think that there's really any reason for it unless he really wants to go without the mask.
Which I doubt, especially this early into AEW.
Yeah.
Like him being back.
Yeah. I'm taking Bandito all the way.
Okay. Well, in this next one, taking the D Riders.
The Death Riders Trios Championship match against Rated FTR.
Listen, I don't care what the story is. I don't care what anything is. I will never, ever choose FTR for anything positive. So, can't do it. Can't be me. Will not go with Rated FTR. I hope Cope loses hard. I hope he loses so bad because you dare to put FTR back on my TV screen. Even Harry's upset.
He's upset. Look, I'd love to know what you think about Tony Storm since you're such a Mariah dog. Yeah. Okay. All right. Sorry, Tony.
Fuck that bitch.
Yeah, I think I'm going to take the Death Riders as well, because I do believe that it's either going to be Dax straight up or both Dax and Cash. And I do think it should be both Dax and Cash. Turn on Cope. And I think that we're going to get heel FTR. FTR needs some new story. They've been so stagnant for so long in AEW.
Like their entire career.
Desperately need something interesting. I will say that, them kind of, going towards a somewhat breakup, and then eventually just making it all Cope's fault, I think is interesting for them.
Of course, you think blaming Cope is.
I'm not even saying that this is a good storyline. It's just the most interesting thing that FTR's done in a while.
You know what's crazy?
What?
They're still gonna suck. Yeah, I'm going D Riders. I mean, how can you root against that little chipmunk?
Question.
Yes.
Anyone can root against the chipmunk. His hair is like all the way down to here.
Fuck you. What's your question?
Do you think that the ops come out or attack the Death Riders backstage or something.
Possibly, but I think they need to mind their own business. Okay, so if it's Wheeler Yuta, mind your fucking business, Samoa Joe.
Do not be
Yeah,
mean to
I'll
Samoa
stand
Joe.
up to you. I don't care. I don't care how big you are.
I care.
Leave Wheeler Yuta alone.
I don't think he's going to. Honestly, I think Samoa Joe will have smoke for Claudio probably. It'll probably be Hook
Hooking,
beating up
that's fair.
Wheeler and Pac Shibata actually. That
Yeah.
very much moves
That's
me.
actually a good.
You know he has a turkey leg.
Right, no, got that. Anyway.
Death Riders for the retain.
Yes.
And so far throughout this, there's only been one title change that we believe is happening. Interesting.
Yeah. Well, maybe two if I'm right about the Hurt Syndicate.
True. Did you go with that for your prediction?
I think I am.
You're going learning tree.
I think I'm gonna do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So we do differ on something.
I don't trust MJF.
That's fair. That's fair.
Love him, don't trust him.
I like that. Let's go bold.
Yeah.
And then we have Kenny Omega versus Ricochet versus Speedball Mike Bailey in a 3-way for the AEW International Championship.
Now, respectfully, it's obviously Kenny Omega. I do think this could be a really good match, though.
This has once again match of your contender.
I like that they're kind of like making it look like Speedball and Kenny could have like a feud or like a something maybe down the road. We haven't seen that was like what 2 weeks. That was 2 Dynamites ago, I think.
Yeah, it's 2 Dynamites
we're recording this on April 3rd.
Yeah.
So I think 2 Dynamites ago, but I do like that they're coming right out with like the history that they have there, and that this could be something really fun to see down the road.
Yeah.
I do think Ricochet's kind of just the extra here, not to be rude, but
I think that they could make something with like Ricochet and Speedball, something like that. I think could be interesting. Obviously, Kenny's retaining because he's not going to lose the championship already.
Yeah.
I think that they're heading down to Kenny and Okada for All In.
I think if Mike Bailey would have been here longer, I could see them building him up to take the title off Kenny.
Yeah.
But it's not Ricochet because he just doesn't fit the stories and like what's going on.
Yeah.
And I don't think Bailey's been there long enough.
No. So what I think is going to end up happening is probably going to be something that happens on the Dynamite after, but we're going to see that Ricochet kind of crashes out from all of this. I think it's going to be Ricochet and Okada teaming up against Kenny and Speedball for a little bit.
That's so random.
Just because I think Ricochet's going to be like, it's not over till I say it's over. And then,
I mean Ricochet and Okada.
I think Ricochet's going to look for somebody that wants to go after Kenny, and it's going to be Okada.
Interesting. I just don't see Okada wanting to team with anyone.
He'll be like,
He call everybody bitches.
He'll be like, I like bald people or something. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
Interesting. But yeah, definitely think Kenny retains.
Yeah, Kenny's definitely retaining.
This is the other one that I think we differ on.
Yes. Well, I don't know after now. So,
well,
I did want to say right before this though,
okay.
I could see Josh Alexander get involved here.
I forgot about that.
I could see where it is Ricochet gets knocked out, Josh Alexander comes out, takes out Speedball Mike Bailey, and we're like, what the fuck just happened?
Yeah.
Kenny gets the pin, and we're all like, what the fuck just happened?
And then it's Alexander Mike Bailey feud.
Exactly. Yeah.
That could be fun.
Yeah.
That could be a good feud.
Yeah. Anyways.
Okay.
Now on to the women's championship.
Yes. So we have Timeless Tony Storm with Luther, it says.
Yes.
Versus Megan Bayne.
Yes.
I have been Team Tony Storm.
You have.
The entire time.
Yep.
I do think it's valid that a lot of people think Megan Bayne. I have a couple issues with that. Let me walk you through them. Number one, Megan Bayne. Love her hair. Love her in the ring. Love her gear. The headdress thing. Love. I haven't heard her speak yet.
Yeah.
She doesn't talk. She doesn't have a character. We don't even know what her point is.
Yeah.
We don't know anything about her.
Yeah.
I don't think, respectfully, right now, give her 6 months. I could see it. Right now, I do not think, for lack of a better phrase, she is worthy or ready to be champion. Like, this is not like, I could see TBS title. Maybe, although I do think Mercedes has elevated. I think Julia Hart and Mercedes elevated that title a lot. What?
Willow Nightingale.
She had it for 5 seconds.
Didn't matter.
Okay.
Willow touch it, turn to gold.
Anyway, I do think recent title reigns have elevated that title a lot.
Julia was before
She took it from Willow, yeah. Or Willow took it from her.
Yeah, so that's what I was saying. So you said Julia, so Willow would be.
Yes,
more
I
recent.
skipped her because it was like 4 weeks long. Anyway, I do think those women elevated the title. However, this is still the AEW women's world title. This
Yep.
is the title. I don't think that it would be good to have her this is like you would think representing the women's division. I don't think she's a great person for that. She doesn't have a gimmick. She doesn't have like much of anything going on other than like, yeah, she's good in the ring. She's a powerhouse and I love all that about her. But I don't think she's a good pick, especially going from timeless Toni Storm and then you pass it to Megan Bayne, who doesn't speak. That doesn't flow for me. I don't like that. I also think it's too early, but I also think that Megan and Penelope getting the win, even though she pinned Toni, I think her getting the win on Dynamite means she's not winning a Dynasty. I don't see her back-to-back winning, personally. Or, I don't think they should.
Okay, this is the hardest match to call for me.
I agree.
And this has been racking my brain for a while. And I was actually convinced before Dynamite, before the Owen announcement, I was convinced that Megan Bayne was beating Toni.
I can confirm.
I'm gonna give you a couple reasons why I do think that it would still even make sense. One, the strike while the iron's hot situation. A lot of people wanted Jade Cargill to be AEW Women's Champion at some point. A lot of people wanted Wardlow, when he was hot, to be AEW World Champion.
I don't think I saw him when he was hot.
Well, many women would agree that he's always been hot. But no, you came in like right after he was like, no.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that there's been wrestlers that they're like, oh my God, they have so much momentum right now. Put the title on them, and then AEW doesn't because they're like, no, this doesn't make sense. Blah blah. Right.
I do think AEW fucks that up sometimes.
So Megan could be that answer to not doing this.
Right. I don't think she's one of those times.
The other thing that I do think is that if Megan wins this, I would expect personally for Mercedes to win the Owen, to have undefeated Megan Bayne versus undefeated Mercedes Moné.
Now, to be fair, there's also so much time between now and All In. We have, 3 months?
Something like that, yeah.
Okay, it's not a ton of time, but we have time.
Yeah.
For them, all I need from Megan is I just need more. I need to know more about her. A big thing for me, and this is what I've always said about Jamie Hayter, a big thing for me is I need a gimmick. I need you to talk. I need a promo. I need you to speak. I need a personality in you. Jamie Hayter don't have one, except this weird 70s show she's living in right now. That's always been my issue with her, is I don't really get the point of Jamie Hayter. I don't really know what Megan Bayne, what is she thinking? What is the point? What is the gimmick? What is the whole thing? We don't know anything about her other than Powerhouse. If you give that to me in the next few months, I can see her winning the title at some point, and then you can do Mercedes and Megan Bayne. You can still do that. But I need something from her, and I know damn well you gave me about 4 dirty looks when I was talking about Jamie Hayter.
You said Jamie Hayter. You're Dwayne Wade. Let me LeBron this. Thank you for the alley-oop, because the transition here, it's like we were thinking about this. This was not scripted. Jamie Hayter is the reason why I believe that Timeless Toni Storm is going to win. Because in the Owen, I think that Jamie wins.
Oh.
And slowly in the Owen, we see Jamie get a little bit more, harder hitting, physical, a little dirty.
I don't like
the way little dirty.
I don't like the way you're doing that. It's creepy.
And we see Jamie Hayter defeat Mercedes, maybe even by cheating. And she goes on to face Toni, and that's when the story begins to make sense, because Toni defeated Jamie at Double or Nothing 2023 for the AEW Women's Championship, and we did not see Jamie for like a year and a half. Jamie was out for so long because she had to rush, and she was trying to rush back to All In to have her moment that Toni took from her. And who attacked Jamie before their match? Jamie was already dealing with a legitimate injury, which I believe that they were also talking about in the storyline. But then the Outcast attack Jamie.
The Outcast feel like 4 years ago.
Right. But Jamie doesn't feel like it's 4 years ago. The only thing that Jamie has seen was Toni Storm lose her mind, become this completely different person. Jamie still believes Toni is Toni, the girl that attacked her and the girl that took advantage and won the championship from her. She's going to want revenge on Toni, and she is going to get that revenge at All In, defeating Timeless Toni Storm. And go ahead.
No, I was going to say, I think Jamie thinks it's 50 years ago and it's 1975, the way she walked out her
Stop it. One, also, Jamie Hayter's a fucking dope ass heel. Jamie should be a heel. She's just hard hitting. She's just like a fucking. This is gonna be in a nice way. I don't know how else to describe it. This is gonna be in a. This is
With
not
love and respect.
with love and respect, non-derogatory. She's a great cunt. You know what I mean?
Oh.
she's just really good
It's
at
like when
doing
I say
that.
Mercedes is a great bitch.
Right? Yeah. Exactly.
Cora's
exactly.
a really good bitch.
Exactly. Jamie
Yeah.
is great at that.
Yeah.
And I think that Jamie could absolutely pummel Tony for a year and a half of resentment. Beat Tony at All In and beat her to a bloody pulp. Tony likes to run the blade. All right? Don't run it so hard this
Okay,
time, Tony.
Yeah, don't do it the same way again.
And that is when we see at All In, Mariah save Tony. Mariah's back.
Oh, yeah,
She's
that's right.
babyface.
Babyface
And then
Mariah.
she's like, I'm going to fuck you up, Jamie. And it's going to be Mariah versus Jamie at Forbidden Door in England,
Doing it in England.
where they're both from. And I think that that is such a great way.
I really like the Mariah angle to that because I like keeping Mariah and Tony together, but I do think the only way to do that is one of them has to like flip the script.
Yeah.
So Mariah going babyface, I think is really cool. But I also think it's cool to have the angle of like, I think you usually see it in like siblings where it's like I can make fun of you, but nobody else can make fun of you kind of thing.
Yeah, this ain't siblings. They're in
It's
love.
definitely
But
not
yeah.
siblings. They're in love, but it's a very toxic relationship.
100%.
But I do like that angle a lot because
Yeah.
I feel like that's also something which I mean these two women have done this the entire time, but it's something you don't see a lot in wrestling, and I like that they would just add yet another layer to that.
And it may not even be like Tony and Mariah don't even want to talk to each other at first.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's a very slow, gradual. AEW's been doing this very, very well. It's the slow, gradual build over months and months and months of like going away from each other to come back. I think that that's what happened. So I am going to go Tony Storm here.
Okay.
But I also listed out many reasons why I would not be shocked if Megan Bayne won.
I would be upset. If
Also,
Megan Bayne wins.
I am kind of a little worried about it, and I hope that they continue to do it. They've been doing it well with Harley, but if Megan Bayne loses, she needs to stay with the momentum. They're doing an okay job with Harley right now because they're like, we're not going to give you the title, but
you can't take Harley Cameron off TV.
But AEW does that. There'll be somebody that's hot, and they're like, well, you don't make sense for the story right now, so you're not going to be on TV for the next 4 months. Then people stop caring about the wrestler because they haven't seen them in 4 months.
Right, but you can't do that to Harley Cameron.
No, 100%.
I'll riot.
I do think that it's going to be the typical story of Megan Bayne blames Penelope Ford, and then it's Megan and Penelope. That doesn't move me. That doesn't move me, but that's probably what they're doing. And I'm a little worried that they're going to cool off Megan Bayne. That's why I do think that there is I'm at 60-40 right now, Tony.
No, honestly, what they should do is if they do that, it should be like she blames Penelope, they do one match, Megan takes her out, Megan wins, move on from that, and then Megan says, all right, well, fuck that title, I'll go get Mercedes, and then do Megan Mercedes.
That wouldn't be bad, but I still think that we need Mercedes Athena, so.
You can do that too, at some point.
I'm saying all the way to All In, so I like, literally, I don't know what they do with Megan Bayne for. Maybe it's
Mercedes got 12 titles.
Willow?
Fight multiple people.
Willow? Maybe? Megan Willow something? I'm sure, no, Willow's taken out because fucking Mox. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, but if we get through Dynasty, and then we get through maybe a couple weeks of Megan Penelope, that's what, a month? You can bring Willow back by then. It was a fucking DDT. You can bring her back by then. And then maybe Megan goes on like a fucking psychosis spree, just starts taking everybody out in the locker room, and Willow's like, you know what? You did this shit while I was out. You ain't gonna do this shit now that I'm back. Bring it, bitch. She would never say that.
You know what I would like to see?
But it would be cool.
AEW hasn't done a lot with like their former women's champions. We've seen her go up against Thunder before. I would kind of like it if Megan Bayne just kind of was like, all right, I'm going to prove myself. Almost like, I would actually love this if like she had an argument with the on-screen person, whether it's Tony Khan or if the Young Bucks are back or whatever. She's like, what the fuck? Like, I was undefeated, I lost, and like now I don't get a shot back. And they're like, yeah, back of the line. And she's like, all right, back of the line. I'm going to go after every single former AEW women's champion. Because I'll prove that I'm good enough. Yeah. And then she goes after Thunder. She beats Thunder. She beats Sheeta. She beats Britt, right? And bring those women that are not really on TV anymore, bring them back to lose to Megan Bayne to propel her back up.
Yeah. Britt might explode. But yeah. So final answer. Is it Tony Storm?
I'm going to say Tony.
Okay. I'm going to go with Tony because I hope it's Tony. So.
All right. And now the AEW World Championship. Jon Moxley versus Swerve Strickland.
I'm holding out I'm holding out for Mox. I'm praying.
You're gonna say Mox.
I'm hoping. I'm going with it. I'm holding on.
No.
I'm holding on hope. And what's crazy is I'm holding on hope, and it has nothing to do with the fantasy wrestling league. I literally just want Mox to win because if Swerve wins, that officially confirms it's not gonna be Darby. That Darby's not even in this story whatsoever. Don't do it. No, it's not. It's Mox is winning, or I'll crash out. I'll crash out on screen. It's gonna be Moxley. I'm rolling with it. I'm rolling with it. It's Mox.
It's gonna come with a house call and a Swerve stomp. It's gonna come with a Prince Nana dance. Swerve Strickland is the franchise player, and Swerve Strickland is beating John Moxley.
He is 100% the franchise player, the quarterback, the whatever the fuck you want to call him. I'm going Mox. I don't care.
Swerve is winning this match.
Listen.
Swerve is winning. We need to put a bet on this on the pod.
If we gotta take out Prince Nana to get the job done,
fuck Nana do.
I don't know. Whatever gets the job done.
Listen. You're telling me. You're looking at me.
No, what they need to do is that. Well, actually, what they should do, Claudio Chipmunk. I'm giving you the gold here. Okay.
I thought Wheeler was a chipmunk.
I said Claudio Chipmunk.
Oh, right. They're separate. Okay.
Right. And the other one. What you need to do is you gotta kidnap Nana.
Whoa!
You gotta kidnap Nana.
You can't say that out in the universe because that just like telepathically like hit Claudio and he's like, "Oh, I should kidnap Nana."
Claudio, do it.
Don't kidnap Nana.
So Swerve kidnapped Billy Gunn. Payback's a bitch. All right.
That's true.
You want to know what? You
That's
deserved
true.
your house to get burned down. Now you deserve to get Prince Nana kidnapped. All right. We're running it back for the ass man. Okay, Billy. Shout out you. All right. We're kidnapping Nana, and we say you lose, or she's gonna go down.
They're gonna force Swerve to lose, or they kill Nana.
I didn't say kill Nana. I'm
what do
keeping
you mean?
It appropriate. I'm keeping it PG. He won't die.
What's gonna happen to Nana?
We gotta fuck him up a little bit. We said lose.
Nana,
we want Darby.
Okay, Nana can get fucked up so Swerve can win the title. That's not a big deal.
All right, maybe you
he can't make his coffee for a week.
Maybe you gotta kill him then.
No.
Well, if fucking him up's not enough. Anyway, I just gave you the blueprint. Okay, I just gave you the key to the kingdom. Okay, I just gave you the map that I use all the John Cena references from his last promo.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that Swerve is winning. I think that they have completely pivoted. Of course, the story was originally Darby.
I'm very afraid that they pivoted, and I'm gonna cry on Sunday.
But I do think it makes sense. Moxley wants somebody to prove that they can be the franchise player. They're the new person that can hold up AEW. And John Moxley's favorite wrestler, even before AEW started, was Swerve Strickland.
I do think, unfortunately, I know that Darby Allin says he likes to go out there. He loves wrestling. He loves AEW so much. He likes to do the crazy shit, and he likes to do these things for the fans. He has also said that he doesn't want to wrestle for more than like 10 years. And I do worry that because wrestling is not like his only passion in the way that it is for Swerve.
Yeah.
I worry that while we all view him as like the AEW guy, I worry that he doesn't feel like the AEW guy. I mean, if you're willing to, and again, we may never know how this went down with the scheduling between like, did Darby say, sorry, Tony, gotta dip, change the story? Or did Tony say, just go now, we don't need you? I don't really know. I would like to know who to be mad at, and I'm down to be mad at either one. But we have no idea. But regardless, I think Swerve really is somebody who tries to like live and breathe and grow AEW, and I worry that Darby doesn't feel like he's that person. So he's okay with not being there.
It comes with a house call and a Swerve stomp. It comes with a Prince Nana dance. Swerve Strickland is winning because they need to have Swerve versus Hangman as the All-In main event.
We have done that 12 times in the last
But it hasn't
times.
been the All-In main event. But it hasn't been the big show main event. This is what AEW's number one story is. Outside of Tony and Mariah, but that's over now. This is it. And this should end at All In on the grandest stage of them all in Texas. Brother, what is the fucking logo of All In?
I don't know.
It's Hangman's belt buckle.
Oh.
It should be about Hangman.
I think it's just a redneck belt buckle.
No, it's Hangman's.
It's Hangman's.
It's Hangman's belt buckle.
You have proof of that.
Go look at it.
Okay. I'm pretty sure there's probably about 1,000 other men that have that.
It should be about Hangman's the main character. Swerve is the new franchise player. This should be the battle of respect.
Nope.
And I personally believe
Moxley. I know that Mox you snake ass, with your psychotic little bitch running next to you, one of you got to figure something out. One of y'all got to pull some strings and get a W in this match. I'll be pissed.
I'm telling you that Hangman comes out and saves Swerve from
listen,
losing the
if
title.
that happens, you're gonna need to not listen to me for at least 5 minutes. I'm gonna need you to close your ears.
I'm gonna need you to close your ears because I'm gonna be
say some
excited
things.
as
I'm
fuck.
gonna say some things.
This was my storyline too.
Okay, I'm gonna say some things.
Like, I was so excited for the Death Riders. This was like my favorite thing that AEW could do, and then they completely fumbled it. And this may be Darby's fault. I'm down to blame whoever.
Chill, we don't
And
prove
and
it.
Swerve is the suitable solution to this storyline.
Replacement.
This is like, you know, I do think that if they would have done this, you know, all the way, hit on all cylinders, this could have been a really, really amazing story for AEW. But there's also an amazing story going on with Swerve and Hangman. And I actually would give Tony a lot of credit for deciding, you know what, this isn't working. Time to pivot and pivot in the right way. This is the correct pivot.
Mox better win.
That man is not winning. All right.
winning.
Do you have anything else that you want to say
No.
about this pay-per-view? If Daniel Garcia loses, I will cry on stream a lot. So I'm really worried about that. But hopefully,
I think it'll be a good pay-per-view. That's all I got. Except the main event may take me out for like 2 weeks.
Ospreay Kevin Knight might make Johnny an excited lad.
Shocking.
All right. Might not be able to stand up.
Shocking.
You got anything else?
That happens once a week. No, that is it. Let us know what you think. Let us know what your predictions are, especially for Mox and Swerve. Let's see who wants to rise on my tier list for the Patreons. If you know, you know.
Yeah, no one's rising except for Johnny when Will Ospreay versus Kevin Knight happens.
You gotta make it weird.
Thank you guys for watching. Deuces.